Ducky, are you ready to unleash your poetic fury on us tonight, or what? So let's keep it to half a poem. Half a poem.
That's not gonna happen.
Let's keep it to. How long are the poems? Holy crap, Ducky, that's insane. You've lost your mind. That's not gonna happen. It's first of all, that's like 2-point font and it's 5 pages. What are you gonna do? Come up here with a jeweler's loop? That's what's gonna go on. All right. Okay, read that one page. Let's do this. Okay, Ducky, whose real name is
Aaron Lirette.
Mallard. Okay, let's do this.
Hey guys, what's up? That was almost travesty. I think I'm gonna make it worse. Hey everybody.
Yo.
How y'all doing? I'm gonna read y'all a non-fiction piece I wrote for my creative non-fiction class. It's pretty personal, so please don't make fun of me because I might cry. I want to have sex with Troy. Would that be okay? Would you be okay with that? She tells rather than asks me. We're in our bedroom, and a cheap temporary shade still hangs over the window. Bleak winter daylight spills into the room as I stand over our dresser folding her socks. I hardly hear her. I don't want to hear her. My son, Julian, screams with frustration in the other room, and my mother, with whom we live, attempts to calm him. Secretly, I want her to burst into the room and make this moment disappear. I knew a few months ago that Katie wanted to have an affair. Now I can't run from it. She's placed it on the table for me to see. How much longer can I keep folding before she says it again? I finish folding her blue wool socks and secret them away into the darkness of our drawer. I turn to face her and realize in agony that she's in front of the mirror. Not only must I face her, but I must face myself as well. Looking at my posture, I immediately see that nothing is wrong with the man in the mirror. His body is relaxed but confident, but his face has betrayed him. His lips struggle to speak, running with subtle tremors. With flushed cheeks and eyes glazed over with tears, he begs to be released from his burden. I look at myself in the mirror, ashamed to be in this situation. Katie slouches in that same gentle, submissive way. She slouches in that way whenever she knows she is about to do something that will hurt or offend me. She crosses her arms with one finger anxiously scratching the crook of her elbow. Her eyes and mouth curl together with defiance and concern wrapped up in one. She's already won, and I know it. No explosive fight, only a quiet, pathetic lack of resistance. I feel my lips move into a smile as I lie to her. If that's what you want, if that's what you really want, baby, of course. My son screams again in the other room. I sit down on the bed and drag my hand across in her direction as if to welcome her. She sits down next to me, and though I know that I've just lost her, I'll stomach her discourse. Because I love her, and I'm a good boyfriend. She touches my hand, and I forget about the man in the mirror and his current woes. I love her, she loves me, and it will all be fine. The summer in Farmerville is nothing but blistering, windless heat. I sit on a rickety wicker couch on my porch with a cool glass of water sweating against my chest. Strung out, I focus on spider webs in the corner of the porch. If I don't stop thinking about the webs, I'll have to think about food. Food I don't have, money I don't have. Finally, I look up from the webs and throw a mental tantrum. I think about how Katie left me, how months later she called and begged me to move miles away from home with our son, how I bent again to her, and Jules and I left my tearful parents for an unknown future. The tears are already threatening the breach. I have to accept the fact that 3 weeks ago she left us again. This time she's only a few miles away, but still she's not here. And now we're here in a house that we don't own, where we don't want to live. Jules plays in a daycare I can't afford, and I'm in a job that pays little, and I'm hungry. But that's all that's left in the house is baby food and baby snacks. I feel the warm droplets rolling off my chin before I realize that I'm crying. I cry myself into exhaustion until I have no tears left. An old blue sedan pulls into the gravel driveway leading up to the house. I stand up and walk down the steps. I know my friend Nicole drives the blue sedan, but it's not until she's closer that I see her and my friend Paul. I wave to them as they get out, but the look on their faces and the intensity of their walks puts me off. Nicole marches up the steps in worn work jeans, a sleeveless shirt, and a sweaty blue bandana. She hugs me briefly and marches inside. Paul strides over in a seemingly flawless and clean ensemble. He grabs me more than hugs me and asks, "Sup, babe? When did Juju get out of daycare?" "In about 2 hours," I hesitantly respond. "Good, then we should be able to move everything in 2 trips. What?" Oh yeah, you're moving in with us, like, now, Paul says to me with the sincerest, kindest smile I can ever recall. He flips his hair and puffs out his lips effeminately. For a moment or two, I had no idea how to respond. Oh, Paul, I can't, bitch, quit being a prissy queen. You're moving in with us, and that's final. I don't want to hear anything of it. Katie fucking left again. If she won't take care of you and Juju, then Nicole and I will. I'm stunned for a time, and I can't say anything. Nicole walks out with a box of our stuff and loads it into the trunk of her sedan. You told him yet? She asks Paul, walking up the stairs. Yes, he responds. Good, because we love you, Ducky, and fuck her. Just fuck her. She smells like a boy with a hint of coconut. He smells like perfume and body wash. I start crying again, all the while wondering from where the tears are coming. Yet they feel different. Like light, liberating tears of relief, not heavy, burdensome tears of loss. For the first time in a long time, I feel safe. Like I'm no longer lost, and there's love in the world for me. I pack Julian's toys in the trunk of my Chevy Cavalier. The autumn trees barely catch the whisper of the wind. I slam the trunk down and head along the dirt path to Katie's apartment. When I walk in, she's pacing back and forth, biting her nails. She's crying and she looks at me with this truly tragic look. But where before I yielded to her tears, now I won't care. I survey the room, making sure that the last of Jules' toys are packed before looking over at him. He's watching cartoons. He has no idea what's about to happen. Julian, I called him. Say goodbye to Mama. Without hesitation, he rises and walks over to her. His eyes never leave the TV as he hugs her. Katie bends over to him, but he's next to my side before she can really hug him. I have to tell him once again to say goodbye. I don't blame him for being distant. He doesn't know her, and he doesn't understand. In this instance, the autism is a blessing. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, I tell myself. I need help, and I can't do this alone. Moreover, I'm done. I'm over it all. She looks up at me from her crouched position and pleads with me one last time. I can't see the color in her eyes. There's so many tears. God help him. I care. But I have to leave. I can't stay any longer. Katie begs, please, don't do this. I'm sorry. We'll try again. We'll be better. I love you. I love you both. I only shake my head. No, Katie. I'm not going to chase you anymore. I call this one a trackless sea. Alone in my bed, the sheets and noose twisting around my neck, short, shallow breaths moving in tandem with the rocking of the mattress, up and down like waves in a trackless sea. Salty brine splashes my face, it freezes skin and hair, settling deep in the marrow. I am numb. The bed takes on water. Sodden sheets chafe against my bruised skin. The ocean pools at my back. The bed, afloat but sinking, saturated with the flow of a landless lake, sinking below waves. I call out, but only whisper. I see you. I see land. The noose tugs at me, pulling me deeper into an inky sea. I called out to you. You heard me, but you could not see me. You could not find me. I sailed alone on my bed. I refused to leave it. I refused to be saved.
Woo!
I call this one sonnet number 3 because it's the third sonnet. Sometimes in the morning, I can still feel you. Your thin frame contorting into mine, a small mouth kiss, fierce, then gentle, then fierce. Our spider-veined hands matching the grip of our spindly fingers. I could smell your hair as it once brushed my face when dawn first crept onto our bed. Every fragrance of diluted flowers mixed with the sweet sweat of sleep. Still you turn with sunburst eyes rimmed with slumber, the image of burnt into the darks of my pupils. More now than then I can taste you. Had I known you now, instead of then, to appreciate the you that was. You want me to stop?
Yeah.
All right. This is sonnet 4. It is not your lips that I love, nor your silky milk skin. There you go, Gavin. I do not run to girdle the waist to sink headlong into every pore and scent of your body. No, it is what is between your ears that I love. That cerebellum which turns and functions with incalculable machinations,
that emotional foundation running roots to ideas that birth concepts beyond what I can. And you, sound them off unabashedly, without cowardice, asking the world what kind of reckoning it would like. If there is anything about you that I must love, it is your mind. Such a sly thing, not even a camera could capture its brilliance.
Woo! Yeah, these are short.
Four more.
I have 2 more.
4 more. Make them up. Come on.
Okay. I'll read Sonnet 5, and then I'll read something depressing.
Yay!
No, Sonnet 6 is not depressing, because I only have 5 sonnets. I think I'd like to love you in my next life. Time did not permit the casual happenstance of our greeting, but that moment that linked our hearts, we had already been chained to others. And our next lives we can love openly, unhampered, for now we hide our love behind paternal affections, striving to keep our love a secret truth between moments when eyes fall on us, because our love is a frightening and awesome thing that makes hearts tremble like falling glass, falling down like the tears of gray clouds. And if there be gods or heaven, angels or spirits, I pray they permit us to cross paths again, so that we can love one another in our next lives. And this is called Grease Paint Smile. In the mornings, I dab on my face, the one I show the crowds. For need of a face to call out the jeers and laughs, I always have a grease paint smile to make the crowd see the grin of the clown of lies. When I stencil my smile, like a surgeon stitches wounds, I take care to embellish your joys. There is no glee when there is no clown. There is no clown without a grease paint smile. In the night, when the crowds fade, their laughs and echo reverberating, hello, hello, hello. Off the walls of my grease paint smile, the one I clean when echoes fade and the lights, show lights, dim. I wipe it away with tear-stained rags. Dirty towels peel off my grease paint smile. The laughs are gone, and the show is over. No clown, just the frown.